Welcome to Relatable Wisdom, the podcast where real people share timeless ideas. I'm your host, Wisdom Okonkwo, and in every episode we dive into the philosophies, quotes, points, and life lessons that shape how we live, think, and grow. No matter where you are in life, this show is here to remind you wisdom is everywhere, and it's always relatable most of the times. Tell us your name and what you do.
Yeah, so my name is Lola Maclean. I am a family nurse practitioner and functional gut health consultant.
Wow, welcome to the podcast.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, what is the quote you want to share with me today?
So the quote that I chose was all disease begins in the gut, and that was said a long time ago in the 400s by a man named Hippocrates, kind of the founder of modern medicine. So
When you say all this begins in the gut, can you help me understand what that means?
yeah. So when he said all disease begins in the gut, really what we're talking about is not necessarily that all disease begins in the gut, but that the gut is really the foundation of a lot of disease states. Because when you think about it, it's our way of digesting, it's absorbing what we put into
Yeah.
it. It's kind of our primary interface with the rest of the world.
When was the first time you heard of this quote?
So that's a really good question. Probably a good 15 to 20 years ago.
Long time.
Yeah,
That's a
when I
long.
first really started digging into more like nutrition and holistic health, then it popped up. But Hippocrates is a really common person that a lot of physicians will quote, but this isn't one that usually they'll speak about, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm curious, how has this quote shaped the way you see health and healing?
Absolutely. So, one of the big things with this is that there really is a focus on our foundations, right? Our nutrition, how we're eating, what we're eating, also listening to what's going on within our body, right? The bloating, the constipation, the diarrhea, the acid reflux, those are all messages that something is off within our body. And so our gut is really one of the first kind of like signals that something might be astray, right? Or something might be a
Yeah,
little bit imbalanced or something could be wrong, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So when you wh- when you gave this example and you started listing those examples,
Hmm.
it became clear to me that when you talk about gods, it's the actual literal gods, not just something in my gut tells me that that's not true, right? And then at
Yeah.
first that was what I was thinking when you say all this begins in the gut. I was like, oh, all this begins in the mind, like in the belly, mind, right, belly,
Ah,
right? But then now you say
yeah.
God, oh, the literal, oh, stomach, oh yeah. So
Yeah, the literal, like, so your literal digestive system, but
yeah,
also there is such a strong connection between the mind and the gut, right? Like, we have to be in a very relaxed, like, not stressed out state to actually digest and process our food. So when
yeah,
we're, constantly thinking, we're not digesting, but also if we're not digesting, we're not getting the nutrients that we need to make good neurotransmitters to have good like actual cognition, right?
was there a personal moment or patient story that made you realize beyond just made you realize how powerful gut repair can really be?
Yeah, absolutely. So it was actually kind of a blend of both my own health and just as a primary care provider, listening to people have these digestive complaints over and over again. And I first, like, as a primary provider, I wasn't really focused on nutrition and things like that with people because that's not how we were taught
Yeah,
in medicine. And then once I started having my own issues and realized, like, oh, this is actually important. And oh, this can actually be changed without having to do all of these like medications and all of
yeah.
these things that aren't making a real difference. They're just band aiding the problem, but really focusing on digestion and my gut. Okay, everything is now 90% better, 95% better. And then using that with clients and patients over and over again, it just kind of continues to be proven to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, um, you mentioned migraine pains, autoimmune symptoms, acid
Mm-hmm.
reflux, many other things, and some other things I can't even remember how you said it. But can you share a story that's really drives down how I guess am I going to call it disease or symptoms? Things I just mentioned, joint pain, autoimmune
Yeah.
symptoms where gut health, like I know we like literally changed the um the condition. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah. One of, I guess, my favorite stories for this, because it's also something that unfortunately I see so commonly. Um, in the US, something that's very common for women is what they call Hashimoto's hypothyroid. So it's an autoimmune thyroid condition that happens. But one of my clients that I worked with a while ago, she had been struggling with this for decades. And that was just
Yeah.
something that her provider was like, nope, this is what it is. You have to take medication for the rest of your
Yeah.
life. Like, that's it. And what we ended up doing was we really focused on what was going in her digestive tract. And so we took a look at what was in her, like, colon as far as like the microbes and things like that that were in there and the state of her gut. So there's this thing called enhanced intestinal permeability where you kind of have like a leaky gut, right? So
Yeah.
things that are going in then leak out and will create this inflammation within the body. And so that inflammation then gets your immune system revved up and makes your immune system start reacting. And so for her, it was happening at her thyroid. So once we really helped to fix that leaky part, right, and created a more stable gut environment, then her antibodies and her thyroid issues really went back down. And she actually got off her medication over, it was a good 6 months that we worked through it. But from going from like, oh, I need to have thyroid medication forever to like, oh, I don't need it at all,
Yeah.
that is amazing.
Let's take a quick pause. If you're enjoying this conversation and want more thought-provoking ideas straight to your inbox, join the Relatable Wisdom email list. It's free, quick, and filled with bite-sized insights, inspiring quotes, and behind-the-scenes reflections from our guests. Just head to relatablewisdom.com/join. That is relatablewisdom.com/join, or tap the link in the show notes. And hey, subscribing to the podcast helps more than you think, and it's free. So if you haven't already, hit that follow button wherever you're listening. All right, let's get back to the conversation. Oh, wow,
Yeah.
I love that story. A lot of persons when they hear all diseases, how diseases are connected to the gut,
Hmm.
might say like, no, nah, this is one of those things. Like, right.
It's not
Well,
so much woo anymore. There's
no,
so much research out there.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's what a lot of persons would think. I know
Yeah.
this won't sound strange to you because something that you would have encountered with your work. What is one simple symptom that most people don't realize it's connected to digestion? Like it's something that
Mm.
without even doing further digging, you can easily say, "What? Of course, it's the gut problem. You have to deal with the gut." Does that
First,
make sense?
yeah. Yeah, that does make sense. So definitely, so outside of like not having any actual digestive symptoms, right? So not having bloating or
Yeah.
constipation or diarrhea or any of that. One of the big ones that is definitely linked to the gut is anxiety and depression. Those are
Ooh.
two that are very much linked
Eh,
to digestive
wow.
dysfunction. Yeah, because of that leaky gut piece that we were talking about. So that inflammation also creates inflammation here, but also you're not absorbing things and not getting the nutrients that you need for, again, good cognitive function.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was one big one for me too, like early on, like a lot of anxiety and then like really focusing again on the gut. It's like, oh, whoa, this is what is this? This is completely different. I'm not
Yeah.
anxious. I'm not upset.
Yeah. We've been throwing around the word digestion all through this conversation. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious, right? what does normal digestion actually look like for a healthy person?
Yeah. So I think one big thing is like when we talk about that word digestion, it's so much more than just in and out, right? It's like in processing and breaking down, absorbing, getting out into the rest of your body so all your other cells can utilize the things that are being processed, those nutrients, those minerals, those vitamins, all the things. So really what, good healthy digestion looks like at like the most basic level is you put something in, you don't feel a whole lot of grumbling, you don't get a lot of bloating, you don't feel any like weight in your gut,
Yeah,
right? In your stomach, in your intestines. And then you have like a nice, easy, solid bowel movement within 24 hours.
yeah. Well,
Yeah. So
hmm.
that's like what it would look like on a very basic level, right? That all of us, I think, can
Okay.
easily identify. Mhm.
Okay. I guess what are some early red flags? Someone's gut might be in trouble. That before things get serious, so that we can start saying, "Oh, I think I need, I need to, I need to take things serious."
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Like, first and foremost, I know we do not talk about them, but bowel movements are something that, hey, we all do. And also, like, it's such good information for us. So if you're having to run to the bathroom every day, or you're having like discolored stools or blood in your stool, or you haven't gone
Yeah,
in like 3 or 5 days, like that's a problem, right? That's a pretty early red flag. I think the other big one that a lot of people dismiss is bloating or that feeling of just kind of like a lot of gas in the stomach and the intestines. And if you wake up and you feel that uncomfortable, like that's another big red flag.
well, okay. Yeah, a lot of persons, probably that has been around for a long time. So they're like, oh yeah, it's
Mhm.
just normal. That's how the body just
Yeah,
respond.
it is, but
Probably
I
it's
think
not.
we've normalized it so much, and we just have to get away from that, like, "No, it's really not normal."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well. Uh, what is a small habits, anyone can start today that will begin
Mhm.
improving their gut health?
Yeah, I was waiting for that one because I know on your other ones you ask it, and I love it because it's those, like, simple little things that really do
Wow, someone
make
someone did their research.
Yeah, and
Ah,
but those
wow.
simple little things, they really do make the biggest difference, right? And I think one of it sounds so easy in concept, but is really hard for a lot of us to do is actually to sit down and be present with our meals, right? So when you sit down to eat something, just take a deep breath and relax because that helps to put you into that state where you can actually digest your food rather than being in that fight flight mode where digestion is just shut off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, well,
And that one I have seen honestly over and over again make a really big impact for people as far as both constipation and bloating. When you actually just like sit down and relax at your meal and enjoy it rather than like eating on the go or like so much chaos going on and trying to eat,
yeah.
your body's like, nah, I'm not doing it. And so you feel really gross afterwards, or, you feel kind of heavy in your belly and uncomfortable. But yeah.
What you just shared with us is what we should start doing. Could you share with us what we should stop doing today if we want a healthier gut?
Mm. Um, I think one of the best things that we can stop doing is dismissing what our digestion is doing, right? So
Okay.
your body speaks to you in symptoms. That's the only language it has. So if you're noticing like patterns with things, then you really need to pay attention, right? That's the biggest thing I would encourage people to stop doing is just becoming disconnected from their bodies.
Oh, oh, okay. And I know we talked about depression, we talked
Mhm.
about autoimmune disease and all that. Well, what do you think? The reason I'm laughing before asking this question is
Yeah.
when I ask the question, you understand. it will all make sense. What happens to someone's confidence, energy, or daily life once their digestion improves? I mean, in my head, what I thought of was I remember instances where I have digestion problems and
Hmm.
I need to use restroom.
Yeah. Like you got to go immediately. You feel like panicky and
Yeah,
jittery and like, oh my God, don't poop my pants kind of a thing, right?
yeah,
It's like that is not, we don't talk about it, right? And so we have that shame around it. And it is so amazing to watch people when they go through that process of actually paying attention to their digestion and working on it, how that can change, right? Like, one of my clients, similar thing, like when we started working together, like she would have a bowel movement like 7 to 9 times a day, right? Like
Ooh.
had to take the train to work and feared getting on that train because she's like, this is when it's going to happen and this is not okay. Right?
Doom
Yeah.
is about to come.
Yeah, and she's like, "I can't do
Yeah,
this." And so then through our work together, now it's like one bowel movement every day, and I'm not having these panic sweats, and I'm not anxious about all of this, and I'm enjoying my day-to-day life because I'm not focused on, is my gut gonna betray me? Am I gonna have to run to the bathroom? Can I eat that food without it without it ruining me, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's like the literal example of confidence, energy, and all that. Well, I know that
Mhm.
based on what you've made me come to understand that there are other examples where confidence is not a literal direct tie to the gut health. I don't know if that makes sense,
Mhm.
right? It's not
Yeah,
like
so it's not like what you're saying is because my gut feels better, I'm more confident, but
exactly, it's
there
like that
is
depression
that.
thing and anxiety where you don't even
Yeah,
know, right?
yeah,
That it's
but
the
there
gut.
is that. I think there's that, like, chatter that goes on where it's like, I'm always worried about what I can and can't eat. I'm worried if there's gonna be a bathroom, or I'm worried that I can't wear this outfit because of how it makes me feel with my digestion, right? And then when all of that mind chatter has gone away because you don't have to worry about it, it creates so much more space for other things.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And that makes sense, yeah.
yeah.
You do have a free bloating guide, right?
Mhm,
I'm curious, without you giving all the value away from the guide, what is one
yeah.
key tip from it that people always say changes things instantly for them?
Um, actually in the guide, there's a lot of stuff, right?
Yeah. Just one.
So
Just
just
one.
one. Okay. Well, we were already talking about the anxiety piece, right?
Okay.
So one of those big things is that mind gut connection, right? And again, when we're like rushing around, we're stressed out, we're always on edge, kind of in that like fight flight mode. We're not supposed to be digesting. So we get constipated, we get bloated, our digestive enzymes stop working as well. And so we're
Yeah,
not breaking down the things that we need to break down. Yeah. But there's some other good ones in there too.
of course. Of course. And
Yep.
the next logical question would be, how can listeners grab the guide?
Yeah, so I think there's a link on my website. I'd have to double check, but also on social media, so Instagram or Facebook, there's a link to it, and it's free. It's not a you don't have to pay for it kind of guide. So
Okay. Okay.
yeah,
I love
but
free.
it's a complimentary.
I love free.
But
And
yeah,
then I love
it's
free
good. It's
food.
got some good information in it and some good tips to implement, like, even that day, right? Because that's a big thing too. I like people
Yeah.
to be able to take something away and start and see like, "Oh, yeah, this made a huge difference."
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing this
Of
quotes with me.
course. Yeah, thank you so much for talking with me. I
Yeah.
enjoyed it. Yeah.
Yeah. Where can listeners learn more about what you do and also connect with you?
So definitely, again, social media. So Instagram, Facebook are the easiest ways to find me. And on there too, I do a lot of educational content and just a lot of like myth busting and things that way. So that's the best way.
Do you have a website?
I do have a website. Do you want me to spell it out for you?
Yeah.
Because it's a
What's the
little,
website?
yeah. It's a little tricky.
Oh, I see. That's why you
Yeah.
really you didn't want to share the website. I felt because I was like, something ain't right.
The
Uh,
spelling's kind of funny. So it's Haelan, Haelan empowered. So Haelan is actually an old Scottish word or Scottish word that means to heal and to alleviate anxiety. And so that's why I just love that word. So that's where that comes from.
okay, I'll put the link in the description so listeners
Yeah,
can just
perfect.
click
Because it is.
there
It's always that's the one thing I get. It's like, what? How do you spell it? What is it?
and get that into the site. Thank you so much, Lola, for
Of
sharing
course.
this quote with me and just helping me understand and make sense of it.
Yeah. And then so are you gonna, for the next couple of days, slow down at mealtimes? Like sit down and be present with your meals?
Wow. So I said it when you were talking about it, I was like, this advice is not just a generic advice. She's talking about me. I see. I see. I see. Yeah. Because
Yeah.
usually when I'm eating, I'm like I need to watch, let me consume, let me put one movie, Netflix and chill. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
and I'm watching. I think I need to be present, so I can focus. That's true. I need to focus on the meal. Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And then
usually I
also it
eat
goes into
a
that
double
like
task.
overeating thing a lot of times that a lot of us do is like we're not paying attention and so then we just keep munching and then you're like, "Oh God, I feel so uncomfortable." But yeah,
Yeah, my threshold is high. That's what I would say.
okay.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. Wow,
Yeah, you're
it's
welcome.
been great chatting with you.
You too. Enjoy the rest of your day.
You've been listening to Relatable Wisdom, and I've been your host, Wisdom Okonkwo. You've been listening to the podcast where every story, quote, and insight helps you see life a little differently. If you enjoyed today's episode, follow the show on your favorite podcast app and share it with someone who loved the conversation. For more inspiring voices and timeless wisdom, visit relatablewisdom.com. Until next time, keep living, learning, and collecting wisdom that matters most to you.